Greetings, everyone. Greetings, Ward F. Greetings, Jersey City. Welcome to the Ward F Council Caucus, Ward F Community Caucus, where we discuss the Jersey City agenda prior to the Monday caucus. Our community caucus is live and interactive. We are streaming online via Facebook, in addition to Zoom. If you have any questions, feel free to chime in. This is a very laid back opportunity for you to ask questions with regards to the city council agenda and items that they're voting on. So with that said, we're going to access the community caucus. We're going to access the city council agenda via the city's website. We like to show you how that's done. So you can visit everythingwardf.com, click on community caucus, and then click down to the city council agenda. We like to let people know that at this place, you can also sign up to speak at Wednesday's city council meeting, because public comment is not allowed on Mondays when all the city council member questions are answered and responded to. This is why we have a Saturday caucus, so you can let us know your questions in advance. We can ask them for you on Monday or prior to, or via email to department heads. And then if you still have comments to be made, please sign up to speak on Wednesday. So without further ado, we're going to open up December 13th city council agenda. We like to watch it in split screen view so that we can see the items on the left and the backup data on the right. Again, this is the city council agenda for the regular meeting of the municipal council for Wednesday, December 13th. This is the last city council meeting of the year. What also took place before the year's end was the initial budget hearings for 2024. They're not being voted on anytime soon. They're just in the preliminary stage, but it's still a good time to rewatch the budget hearings online. We've made all those links available via our newsletter. So please sign up for our newsletter, where you receive updates about what the city's what's taking place with the city, and you have a link to all those budget hearings here, so you can see how your tax dollars are being spent and be able to make comments on that before city council votes on it. And welcome everybody. Does anybody have any questions before we get started? All right.
I'm sorry, Erica. Hi, it's Carol McNichol. So I just heard that they're not going to vote on the budgets this year. Is that right?
Correct. And not at the next upcoming meetings, not yet. They're discussing them in detail. So they did initial budget presentations
Yes.
to get ahead of the curve.
So I'm just trying to be sure, because I'm following the health department's budget for the animal shelter and animal control. So I just want to know, and be on top of when it's going to be voted on.
Now, because right. And so that would be in, so we'll get more clarification. I myself personally, I only read through the first and second reading so far, so we can look through the resolutions and confirm that no budgets are being voted on. But to my knowledge, 2024's budget isn't yet being voted on. And we have Councilman Gilmore and Rivera on the line as well. They can confirm as to, it's Danny Cruz. Is that Danny? Oh, that's Danny Cruz. I'm sorry. I thought it was Rivera.
No,
From a distance, you look like Rivera. You're sitting all the way back here. I see you now.
And then when I met with them, when they were calling Danny, we both looked. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I was about to say, oh wow, that's his first time ever joining us. And greetings, Councilman Gilmore. So I'm going to run through the agenda. Of course, if you guys have any questions or concerns, feel free to stop us, pause us, raise your hand, or put your comment in the chat. So we'll start with first readings. First readings do not get public hearings. These are just introductions. You'll be able to speak on these without signing up when it goes to its second reading. So far for 3.1, we have a first reading, which is an ordinance amending the amending and supplementing Chapter 160, fees and charges, Chapter 296, streets, sidewalks, and public rights of way, Article 1, general provisions, duties, and property owners and occupants, Article 2, closure of the public right of way, Article 3, excavations within the public right of way, and Chapter 345, zoning, Article 4, fees, deposits, and inspections. So they are adding fees and editing fees. The first one we see here is increasing from $10 to $25 a day for any applications for a permit for any containers, dumpsters, and receptacles to be placed on the street shall be accompanied by a fee in an amount of $25 per day. So if there's a dumpster on your street, especially taking up public parking spaces, and they've been there for several days, please contact the Residence Response Center with that address. Have them check into, first of all, did they put in an application for that dumpster? Secondly, how many days was that application for? And have they been there too long? We want to make sure that we're collecting this $25 per day because it is taking up a public parking space. One of the other things that are being edited here is $50 to $65 for excavations up to 25 square feet, and increasing from $1.75 to $2 per square foot for each additional square foot thereafter. Also, administration fee for roadway opening permit is increasing to $135 instead of $50. And then they are also adding a fee for parking in a bike lane. Whenever a bicycle lane has been established on a roadway, any persons operating a motor vehicle on such a roadway shall not drive or park in the bicycle lane except for the purpose of performing a parking maneuver where parking is permitted, to enter or leave the roadway, or to maneuver around the parked vehicle impeding traffic flow. In the event that any individual violates the terms of this article, he or she shall be subject to a fine in the municipal court for $175. So this goes for bike lanes if you're parked in a bike lane. That is steep. And let me see. So if we see any strikeouts, underline means this is new language added. Strikeouts means it's being edited. So this permit shall be written permission to partially or fully close or block the flow of traffic or parking in the public right of way, or perform an excavation within the public right of way as it has been approved, amended, or renewed by the division, which are subject to the fees established. Okay, so they're just stating that they're adding fees to this portion. And then they're taking out permit to close public right of way shall, if the complete or partial closure will be less than 2 hours. So they're changing they're probably changing it to per day, it looks like, within it. So we can ask for clarity on what that change means there. It's not clear. But the big thing here that I saw was adding the $175 fee for parking in a bike lane. And then also adding here, applicants requiring site plan review or subdivision review by the Department of Infrastructure shall pay the applicable fee set forth in Chapter 160. And that's from the municipal clerk's office. 3.2 is an ordinance supplementing Chapter 332, vehicles and traffic, Article 9, parking for the disabled, of the Jersey City Code, designating a reserved parking space at various locations throughout the city. So these are the locations and persons who submitted those applications for disabled parking. 3.3 is an ordinance revising the street names in the Bayfront redevelopment site. So these are the street names: Hackensack Avenue, Lehigh Avenue, Society Hill Drive, Bayfront Avenue, Philbrook Boulevard, Con Lawn Boulevard. These will be the main streets in the Bayfront redevelopment area, and here's a map to it. And then they are extending existing streets, names of existing streets. When I first saw this ordinance, the first thought that came to my head was, how are these street names selected? And are there any Jersey City names here? This is an opportunity to pay homage to maybe previous mayors or big names that that came from Jersey City. But it's an example there of an opportunity to pay homage to somebody who came from this century versus using these old names from hundreds and hundreds of years ago. 4.1, the second readings. Again, these were first readings at the last meeting. And so they passed for introduction and now they're being voted on. There will be an opportunity for a public hearing. You do not have to sign up to speak on second readings. You can just come up when they are up, when the agenda item is up for discussion and vote. 4.1 is an ordinance of the City of Jersey City and the County of Hudson, New Jersey, approving the execution of an amended and restated water services franchise and city agreement between the city and Jersey City Municipal Authority. They said that they were going to keep tabling this until the City Council was specifically presented to. So this can expect to be tabled again. 4.2 is an ordinance supplementing Chapter 332 Vehicles and Traffic, Article 2 Traffic Regulations, amending Section 332-5 one-way streets and Section 332-7 prohibited turns at intersections, and Article 3 Parking, Standing, and Stopping, amending Section 332-22 Parking Prohibited at all times to convert Wayne Street to a two-way street between Marion Boulevard and Grove Street. We have received a lot of emails regarding this ordinance. This request came from the owner of the garage, and because it came from a private entity and not members of the community directly, there is going to be a community meeting about this. Solomon is working on scheduling that community meeting to discuss this proposal in detail, so it will be carried, I believe, before public input, before the public hearing. I believe Councilman Solomon will motion to carry this so that he can have time to meet with the community. 4.3 is an ordinance amending Chapter 90 Animals, Article 3 Dogs and Other Animals, Section 12 Definitions, and Chapter 160 Fees and Charges, Section 14 Permits and Fees. Sorry, I was just making sure we didn't have any chats. Section 12 definitions in Chapter 160 fees and charges, Section 14 permits and fees, subsection E animals, to add and increase fees for animal control and animal shelter services. This was a first reading last week. Again, I know we have some questions about we are wanting to see their specific budget in detail. We've sent requests out to all departments to send us their budgets. Last year, we didn't have to ask for this. They automatically sent us their budget when they proposed it. This year, we have to individually request it from each department head. So we hope to have that available and make it public. So far, we just have the Division of Finance and the Department of Public Safety. So all the other departments, once we get their budgets, we're going to make that available via Google Drive for the public to review. So hopefully that answers your question, Carol. And then I'm also getting the transcript because the first 20 minutes of HHS's budget hearing was muted. So I'm requesting to get the transcripts because there should have been someone taking minutes since we can't recover the lost audio from the Health and Human Services budget hearing. 4.4 is an ordinance supplementing Chapter 332 Vehicles and Traffic, Article 2 Traffic Regulations, amending Section 332-5 one-way streets and Section 332-9 stop intersections to convert Bramhall Avenue between Van Horn Street and Pacific Avenue into a one-way street into the westbound direction, and convert Bramhall Avenue and Woodward Street into an all-way stop intersection. Much like the Wayne Street one, we are looking to carry this before public hearing because we have not had an opportunity to speak to the public. We understand that this was this ordinance was sponsored by the office of Councilwoman Ridley, but because she's been out on leave, and also because our office was told she has all the information. When we spoke to the Department of Traffic, the Division of Traffic told us that Ridley's office was the one that did all the research and community engagement. So we want to get a recap of that community engagement because our office has not been engaged, and Bramhall does touch Ward F and affects our neighbors as well. So we want to be able to know that the community also supports this change from a two-way to a one-way, because it definitely is a big change. So we're looking to get that information back from the office of Councilwoman Ridley. 4.5 is an ordinance supplementing Chapter 332 Vehicles and Traffic, Article 2 Traffic Regulations, amending Section 332-9 stop intersections to designate the intersections of Dudley Street and Warren Street and Dudley Street and Washington Street to a multi-way stop controlled intersection. So it's great. That means everybody has to stop at this intersection. Slowing down traffic and more traffic control is always a good thing. And stop signs also are easier to get than stop lights. So, excuse me, if you do have an intersection in your neighborhood that you're concerned about, let us know. If you want to request a four-way stop, the traffic division can do a study to see if it's warranted. Stop lights, on the other hand, are harder to get. 4.6 is an ordinance supplementing chapter 332 vehicles and traffic, parking, standing and stopping, amending 332, parking prohibited at all times, and section 332-31, parking restrictions for street cleaning purposes on Bennett Street between Egie Avenue and Clark Avenue. That's on the west side. 4.7 is an ordinance supplementing chapter 332 vehicles and traffic, article 3, parking, standing and stopping, amending 332-31, parking restrictions for street cleaning purposes on Central Avenue between Route 139 and Newark Avenue. Speaking of street cleaning, I know, especially with all the leaves, if you see your street cleaner dumping out more leaves than they are picking up, same with your garbage trucks. If you see your garbage trucks leaving trash in the streets, please call the Residence Response Center at 201-547-4900 and ask them to come back again. They work for you. They are paid by your tax dollars. You have every right to call the city and tell them to come back and do it over because the streets are still dirty. We are moving our cars and we're taking it. It's an inconvenience to have to move your car in the morning, every other day, or every day actually, for the street sweeper. And if it is not doing its job, then we're moving our cars for nothing. And we're risking losing that parking spot for nothing. So we definitely want to get a better hold on the street sweeping and the garbage collection because it definitely affects our quality of life greatly. Again, that RRC number can be shown. You can find more information about the Residence Response Center on our website, everythingwardf.com. Again, that RRC number is 201-547-4900. Add it to your automatic dialing calls, to your favorites, 201-547-4900. Make it your best friend because there is no one in Jersey City hired to go around and look for problems. You are our eyes and ears. We do not have a division that looks for problems. The people is responsible for that. 4.8 is a franchise ordinance granting permission to Deval Patel and Jay Shri Menpani pursuant to a resolution of planning board and the city of Jersey City under case P22-199, allowing the installation of stoops, bay windows, and planting beds, which encroach and extend to the right of way beyond the boundary lines of lot 33, block 8502, and are for the benefit of lot 33, block 8502, land now or formerly of Deval Patel and Jayshree Mepani, and commonly known as the 352 Pavonia Avenue, Jersey City of New Jersey. So this is a franchise ordinance. Our office currently frowns upon franchise ordinance because the city is not charging enough for just giving away land under the guise of beautifying it for the community. But our argument is that this really benefits the landholder, not so much the community at large. So we should be charging a higher fee. And definitely have that person's newly approved land allowance taxed by as well. So they should be paying taxes for being able to use this land. 4.9 is an ordinance of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City adopting amendments to the Newport and Harrison's Cove Station redevelopment plans. So the planning board studied this plan and now came back, and these are the amendments that they're making to the plan. So those are our second readings. They will have an opportunity for public hearing without signing up. Does anybody have any questions about first and second readings thus far?
Hey, I see Daniel have his hand up.
Oh, sorry, thank you.
Daniel, you're on mute, Daniel.
Good morning, Councilman Gilmore, and good morning. I forgot your name, but you did a great job just now. That was
Erica.
awesome. Erica, I'm sorry, Miss Erica. Yeah, I've been going to the last two meetings about the Wayne Street ordinance. And I don't know if I know last council meeting, which you guys did a great job of just being patient. But I wanted to read again my speech so you guys can know exactly what's going on and know the facts and the truth of what has gone down. Do I do that now, or do you want me to?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Obviously, I'm a resident of Wayne Street, and I'm against this. I wanted to highlight some inconsistencies with Councilman Sullivan's statement at the council meeting caucus on October 23rd, 2023 regarding this ordinance. Councilman Sullivan has never spoken to any of the residents of Wayne Street prior to the first reading between Marin and Grove, who are directly impacted by this proposal. My statement is predicated on my canvassing of my Wayne Street neighbors. Councilman Sullivan stated he spoke to the residents of the Van Voorst Park Association area who are not directly impacted by this proposal. And last night I found out by a high-ranking member of that association that he never went to a meeting, he never spoke to the association, and he only sent an email to the general inbox. Councilman Sullivan never notified the residents of Wayne Street, which he could have by mail flyers, calling, emailing, canvassing the neighborhood, and or posting on his social media page, nor no mention in his newsletter regarding this issue. Councilman Sullivan never notified the residents of Wayne Street of the parking spots being taken away on the north side, which constitutes the elimination of 8 parking spots, not 3 as he stated. Councilman Sullivan stated that there is parking spots on the corner of Marin and Wayne, when in fact 8 spots are being eliminated, were replaced by only 3 spots on Marin, with legal parking on Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. The main issue is between the days of Tuesday through Thursday, which is a current work schedule in the hours of 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. is when there are anywhere from 100 to 200 vehicles coming out at the garage of 95 Columbus. You can put this issue anywhere in the world and it will create traffic havoc. You can have a case study on this issue and it will demonstrate that there's too many vehicles for such an area and too many people leaving at the same time. This is not a neighborhood issue or a city issue. This is a problem of 95 Columbus. The employees of 95 Columbus currently only spend 144 days driving into our area based on the 3-day work week they have now. We as the residents are here 365 days. We are the voters and taxpayers. We are the people who invest in our community and its businesses. Making Wayne Street a 2-way street is not going to accomplish anything but create more traffic and, more importantly, more public safety issues. I would like to see the report from traffic and engineering in relationship to the existing loading docks and their use regarding the existing street width. Furthermore, is there a city report regarding traffic on Wayne Street? In regard to traffic, how come there was a questionnaire on the single block of Brom Hall, but we never had that option? 95 Columbus has been there since 1986. Why, after 37 years, is this an issue? I would invite the traffic and engineering department and all the council members to visit our block to see for themselves. He mentioned 90% of the residents, and it's complete opposite. It's 99% that don't want this. I've only met 2 people while I was canvassing the neighborhood for a petition. I got 130 signatures the first time around. Last night I was on the corner again getting signatures. At the end of the day, when you have 100 people leaving at 5 o'clock at the same time, it's going to get backed up. And making it a 2-way is just going to be even crazier. We already deal with enough traffic down here. We're okay with it. But to accommodate a corporation or a building, are you accommodating them, or are you with the residents that voted you in? And this is kind of towards, Councilman Sullivan, but, I'm here to speak to all the council members to let them know exactly what's going on. And I don't want to put it on blast, but it was kind of sneaky. And there was a lot of false statements. And I hope that.
What's that address again?
I live at 23 Wayne Street, sir. You can come and visit. We can have a beer, whatever you want. We can.
Well, this week we're not gonna have a beer. I may be able to come and visit. You may be able to get a water or a juice. But
yeah, we'll get Gatorade.
Garage is at 95 Columbus.
95 Columbus.
Yeah, that's who requested it. The building, but our solutions are 2 very easy solutions that will not cost the city any money. our first solution is, since it's their problem, they should hire 2 off-duty cops during the hours of 3 to 6 on the corner of Wayne and Grove and on the corner of Columbus and Grove to direct traffic. And the second part of that is to make from Wayne to Columbus on Grove a 2-lane street. So right now it's only one. So you have Wayne Street from both sides going in and Grove, all 3 intersections going into 1 lane. So if we convert that into 2, it will flow much better of the traffic, even for even for the days that they're not here. At the end of the day, there's so much, they should pay for that. It's their problem. They want us to fix it. That should be their issue. The other major issue is that I've invited Councilman Sullivan 3 times to come and see the block for himself. I've never gotten a response back. And it's just a lot of inconsistencies that the residents are not happy with of what he stated on October 23rd. And it's really an easy fix. That's not going to cost them, the city any money or the taxpayers any money. At the end of the day, if they want to get home quicker, then that's their problem, not mine or ours. And then they're shooting themselves in the foot because they have a loading dock that they have trucks coming in and out of all day. And if they make it a 2-way first, legally by DOT laws, the street's too small widthwise.
What?
Dumps.
I'm sorry.
Have anyone, I would imagine they would have done a traffic study. I'm going to check. I don't know for sure.
They said their office has not gotten feedback from traffic and engineering thus far. And then I'm just looking at the map. I'm like, why wasn't it's instead of 2-way, why not go the other way towards Marin? Because aren't they turning Grove Street into a pedestrian friendly plaza? Have you gone to any of the Grove Street meetings, Mr. Cruz?
I went to where they did it in front of City Hall. Again, I get the businesses that they have the outside dining and all that, but if Grove were to go back to that 2-way, how it was back in the day, it would flow, the traffic would flow a lot easier. I understand.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
I understand that you're trying to see the city, get the city pretty, but at the end of the day, if you compare the Newark Ave pedestrian plaza and the Grove Street Plaza, there's more businesses and foot traffic on the Newark Plaza. I'm always on the corner, just hanging out or whatever, and there's no need for that because there's not enough businesses. There's a few restaurants, but they would actually prefer the 2-way because I've spoken to them about this. And some like loading area or where some of their customers can come in and get food because that's what they're doing now on Wayne, and we're okay with that because I've spoken to the business owners and they're like, the 2-way is not a good thing for anybody down here because at the Spanish restaurant across the street, we have people double park at the corner and that's fine. They go in, they come out. Same thing with the bodega there, the Ibby's, the nail salons, the hair salons. They use our street to park for their customers, and we're okay with that as residents. But to say that you're only taking 3 parking spots when legally by DOT regulations it's not wide enough, you would have to take 20 parking spots. Then where are we going to park? It's just, yeah. I mean, Councilman Rivera, I invited him. We came down here and he saw it for himself too. And I was hoping I could meet with, you, Councilman Gilmore and Miss Erica to come down here before a meeting so you guys can see for yourselves. At the end of the day, this is not a city issue. This is not a neighborhood issue. This is their problem.
Garage problem. They can also stagger release, like have some people leave at 4:30, 5:30. So everybody's not leaving at 5 o'clock. There's multiple things they can do.
That's what they did at where I worked in Newark downtown. Or they cut down the days of work that people go in, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, for you to listen to a building and then sneak this through to a first reading, and then we find out through the YouTube video, you know, even the building put up signs that say no parking from Monday through Friday at 8 to 6:30 p.m. on their side.
Already.
Oh, it's been up there. That's how this all started. My neighbor called Solomon to ask him about those parking spots, and then he said, "Oh, did you know that we're turning your street into a two-way?" That's how we found out, and that's how I canvassed the neighborhood. I myself got 130 signatures just from the immediate area. And last
So
night, speaking to the high-ranking member of the Van Bourse Association, he's like, he never came to our meetings. He never.
Erica, pull that intersection up real quick.
yeah, I just got off a bit. Hold on. So I just wanted to read the email from the Office of Councilman Solomon. The Wayne Street ordinance was deferred last week. It will be on the agenda, but the council has already decided that it will not be voted on. It will likely be tabled, like I said, or carried. Tabled is to move it after public comment. I would suggest to carry it before public comment so that, excuse me, public has an option to comment on it the next time it's brought up. So it'll likely be carried.
But also sometimes we'll leave something tabled. One, because it's either no longer a priority, or two, because we're trying to revamp something. So I guess, well, I mean, we'll get more clarity on Wednesday. I do want to
On Monday.
look at the actual geographic layout down there. So I'm going to try to come down there, I think Monday. Well, I'll already be down there. I'll try to stop. I'm gonna go that way Monday, just so I can familiarize myself from a visual perspective.
That would be awesome, Councilman. I actually have a meeting with Councilwoman Waterman on Monday at 11:30. Hopefully she can walk over as well. But I'll be whenever you come down here, I'll be available. And
Daniel, can you I guess you can either put your number in the chat or something. So
we have his information. I'll send it to you, Councilman Gilmore. I invited Danny to come to the caucus meeting because we're going to be talking about this anyway. So
yeah, this is great. I love this.
Appointment.
This is great. You guys do a really good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess if we can meet on Monday, that would be great. So you can come and see it yourself. It's just, it doesn't make sense at the end of the day. The only thing that makes sense is hiring the building to hire the off-duty cops for those 3 hours, those 3 days a week. And hopefully we can get change the Grove Street between Wayne and Columbus to 2 lanes going out. And I know the Grove Street pedestrian plaza, that's another thing, but at the end of the day, bringing the 2-way back is going to be ideal. And I get the restaurants want the outside dining, but I know that you guys can't please everybody, and I commend you guys for doing this, because this is the first time I'm ever doing anything like this in my life.
Well, good. We encourage public engagement, so thank you for joining. So I'll send you an email to set up a walkthrough with Councilman Gilmore, and then also please sign up to speak on Wednesday so that your voice can be heard, because the more it's heard, the more it's said, the more it sticks. So invite your neighbors again to sign up to speak on Wednesday. Whether it's going to be tabled or not, you should still come out to speak.
Yeah, I already signed up the day after the last meeting.
Okay, I see you, number 5.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, I commend you guys, the patience that you guys had at that last meeting. It was really powerful how you guys handled that, and I appreciate your time and I appreciate the invite, and looking forward to Monday.
Thank you, Mr. Cruz.
Thank you. I'll get the waters ready, Mr. Gilmore.
Feel free to stay on for our resolutions.
Perfect.
All right, so these are resolutions. This is how the city spends their money. These are contracts that are going out, contracts that are being solidified, or invoices that are being paid. So 10.1 is a resolution authorizing the insertion of special items of revenue and appropriations in the CY 2023 municipal budget pursuant to NJSA 40A 4-87. So here we have grants from the listed organizations, and these are the amounts. So these are grant funds being applied. 10.2 is a resolution authorizing an amendment to a contract with Grant Wright Management Corporation for providing the services of FEMA disaster and recovery and grant consultation services for COVID-19 response for the Department of Finance, Division of Grant Administration. So let's zoom in here. So this grant is for the amount is being increased to $74,000. 10.3 is a resolution authorizing cancellation of tax balances, lot cleaning charges, abatement charges, special improvement charges, and credits of $10 or less for the tax year 2023 and prior years. So if someone owes less than $10, we just cancel it. All right, so they're just balancing out, zeroing out for, probably it costs more to try to collect these small amounts than just to forgive them. 10.4 is a resolution to cancel tax sale certificate 2022-1308 sold in error to refund the purchase of funds to Tower DBXII Trust 2022-1. So we're canceling a tax sale certificate for 77 Pearsall Ave. That's in A. 10.5 is a resolution to cancel tax sale certificate 2020-1340 sold in error and to refund the purchase of funds to Honey Badger. And this is for 78 MLK Drive. These errors are always interesting. So it was sold 78 MLK. Where is that? It's important to follow these tax sales because most of the time, if it's a tax sale, then it was likely a pardon, I can't chew gum and walk at the same time. 78 MLK. Just want to make sure it's not a dilapidated building that's being ignored and like what's happening to it now. Who owns it? That's 80. This is 78. It's a newly, why was it being sold? It's a new building. So I'd like to know the history on this building. Miss Councilman Gilmore, do you know anything about 78 MLK?
Say that again, Erica?
Do you know anything about 78 MLK? The tax sale, it was sold via error. 78 MLK was sold in error and now it's being refunded. But it's a new
Yeah,
bill.
typically, well, I mean, that really have nothing to do with us. That's the tax sales between the lien holder and the property managed. So I know typically sometimes people would pay their taxes and for whatever reason, someone not doing their job, it'll still go on the tax lien. I know one instance where two lots were consolidated, but the records didn't reflect that. So the owner was actually doing his due diligence by paying the taxes, but being that they were consolidated, the tax records showed that they were separated. So he was paying on one and not on the other one. He should just have been paying on one. They still had him down for two. But that's, I mean, that's
Okay. So, but
yeah,
this
it's
is the
a
tax
matter of,
office's error.
yeah.
All right. 10.6 is a resolution granting veteran exemptions from local property taxation pursuant to NJSA 54-4-3.30. 10.7 is a resolution authorizing calendar year 2023 appropriation transfers for the Office of Risk Management Insurance Fund Commission. So we are moving $395 from Human Resources, $100,000 from Human Resources, and $150 from Law to cover $645,000 in insurance. 10.8 is a resolution approving the appointment of individuals to the Jersey City Arts and Culture Trust Fund Council. These individuals are Joseph Ann Sandy and Nubuki. 10.9 is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Jersey City in support of a multi-use projected path on 14th Street Viaduct. Multi-use protected path. So another bike lane. 10.10 is a resolution appointing animal control officers with the authority to investigate and enforce animal control laws of the state and certain ordinances on behalf of the City of Jersey City. So those persons are Jonathan Rosario, Darcel Del Castillo, John DiStanto, Richard Lorenzi, Precious Morel, Alan Loeffler, Paul Bellenboyer, and Jeffrey Williams. And are their resumes attached? No. So normally they attach resumes when someone's being appointed. So we can ask for that. 10.11 is a resolution of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City accepting a grant and authorizing execution of that grant agreement with the County of Hudson Department of Health and Human Services on the Office of Aging. So this will be for our senior services. How much is the grant for? $384,000. Oh, we're providing matching funds of $384,000. 10.12 is a resolution of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City authorizing the execution of a mortgage discharge encumbering property known as 224 Pine Street. 10.13 is a resolution of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City authorizing the award of $603,339.93 and the execution of a sub-recipient agreement with the Jersey City Housing Authority to administer the city's United States Department of Treasury Emergency Rental Assistance Program. And we have an allocation amount of $3 million. And $1 million of this amount remains available to be drawn down. 10.14 is a resolution authorizing an award of contract to Turnout Fire and Safety Incorporated for the purchase of uniforms for traffic unit enforcement officers through the Sourcewell Purchasing Cooperative for the Department of Public Safety Division of Police. 10.15 is a resolution authorizing the payment of claims submitted by Safeware Inc. for providing radio repair and maintenance for the Public Safety Communication and Technology Center. 10.16 is a resolution authorizing an award of contract to the Gillespie Group for the purchase of and delivery of various supplies for the installation of polished concrete floor and resinous flooring crack repair service for the de-escalation project 402149 under the Hunterdon County Educational Service Commission for the Department of Public Works. The de-escalation project. It's my first time hearing of that. So we have a cooperative agreement with Hunterdon County Educational Service Commission. Installation polished concrete flooring. Okay. 10.17 is a resolution authorizing the award of an open-end contract to Clark Landscaping and Construction for the 2024 general maintenance of Persian Field and Gateway Parks for the Department of Recreation and Youth Development Division of Park Maintenance. So this bid amount is for $383,000 for landscaping of Persian Field. 10.18 is a resolution authorizing the award of contract to Rich Tree Service for tree pruning, trimming, and removal services citywide under state contract for the Department of Public Works. This is great because we need this. We've been waiting for this position to be filled. So if there are trees in your area that need pruning, feel free to call the Residents Response Center and put that work order in. 10.19, a resolution authorizing the award of open-end contract to Continental Hardware to provide lumber and assorted building materials for the Department of Public Works Division of Director's Office. 10.20 is a resolution ratifying an emergency contract award to Amber Air Company for the purchase and installation of 2 new boilers at the Jersey City Firehouses located at 468 Ocean Avenue and 152 Lincoln Street for the Department of Public Works. 10.21 is a resolution authorizing a month-to-month extension not to exceed 3 months effective on December 14, 2023 of a contract with Amber Air Company to provide HVAC and boiler maintenance for the Department of Public Works. 10.22 is a resolution authorizing an award of contract to an open-end contract, authorizing the award of an open-end contract to Northeast Auto and Truck Parts, LLC, for the purchase and delivery of various automotive parts for the city's vehicle fleet under the National Association of State Purchasing Officials for the Department of Public Works. 10.23 is a resolution authorizing an award of contract to Morton Salt, Inc. for the purchase and delivery of rock salt through the cooperative agreement between the City of Jersey City. This is for our snow. 10.24 is a resolution authorizing an amendment to a contract with Epic Management, Inc. in connection with professional design development contract documents, construction administration, construction management, and construction site representation services for staff augmentation, various park improvements, project number for the Department of Infrastructure. So we're authorizing amendment to a contract for epic management. So they manage contracts for our various park improvements projects. I just like to challenge them to make sure that they are also engaging with minority contractors, since they'll be in charge of all of our contracts. 10.25 is a resolution authorizing the renewal of a contract with John Da Printing Company for the purchase and delivery of Pat's polythermal paper rolls for the Department of Administration Division of Municipal Court. 10.26 is a resolution authorizing the renewal of a contract with Para Plus Translations, Inc. for providing interpreters for the municipal court. 10.27 is a resolution authorizing the payment of claims submitted by Intersection Media LLC to prepare the graphics used in the Resilient Northeastern Action Plan. 10.28 is a resolution authorizing the award of an open-end contract to Persistent Construction, Inc. for snow removal only for the Department of Public Works, Division of Sanitation. 10.29 is I'm just making sure I didn't miss anybody's raised hand, sorry. Okay. 10.29 is a resolution authorizing an execution of a notice in lieu of deed notice between PPG Industries and the City of Jersey City regarding a portion of property designated as Garfield Avenue, located beneath the Hudson Bergen Light Rail overpass, also known as PPG site. A notice in lieu of deed notice between PPG. So environmental protection, partial consent, owner fee, and simple portion of property designated as Garfield Avenue. Property is subject to a partial consent judgment concerning PPG sites entered into by DEP. Responsibility of remediation. Attach notice in lieu as an institutional control of the property, so they can remediate the property. So remediation is going to begin at this site. Great. 10:30, we do also want to follow this because with remediation comes development. So you can look for this area to possibly, after remediation or when it's close to being complete, being added to a redevelopment site or being deemed an area in need of redevelopment, and then that area will be developed. So we just want to keep track of that. Where are we? 10.30 is a resolution of the Council of the City of Jersey City authorizing support of the applications of BRP Cove Point and affiliates for incentive programs administered by the New Jersey Economic Development Authority in connection with the redevelopment of the property identified as development lots 25, 29, 30, and 31, aka portions of block 29.901.01, lots 4 and 6 within the Bayfront 1 redevelopment area. Resolution in need of concerning affordable housing at Bayfront. So let's go to the last page to read the purpose. So the purpose is to adopt a resolution in need, a resolution of need regarding a development at Bayfront that shall consist of 4 buildings, approximately 1,500 units of mixed income residential rental apartment complex, also proposed to include a charter school and other ancillary uses with the City of Jersey City's Bayfront 1 redevelopment area. So is this saying okay. So as an area in need of redevelopment, which is located on the west side of Route 44, Calic Street, northernly area containing Culver Avenue, interchange. Is this related to the abatement that we already gave? Is that same project, Councilman Gilmore, do you know? I'm assuming it is. They're only doing one. This is phase 1, so it has to be a part of that. Yeah, this is the phase 1 development area. So I guess this is just outlining the specifics of these 4 buildings and 1,500 units, in which 65% of the dwelling units is market rate. So then that leaves the 35% for affordable. Okay. 1031, a resolution authorizing the implementation of the first renewal option of a service agreement with Empower, formerly Prudential Insurance Company of America. Okay, so it's a service renewal option. Any dollars associated with it? Okay, so this is just a contract review. 1032 is a resolution in memory of George Funky Brown, drummer and co-founder of Kool and the Gang, the most sampled drummer and band in the world. Congratulations to George. The drummer just passed, I believe, didn't he? Yeah, November 16th. 1033, a resolution honoring Timothy Tim Lawrence for his dedication, hard work and continuous dedication to the city for the Office of Emergency Management and Homeland Security in Hudson County. 10.34 is a resolution ratifying the renewal of professional services agreement with the law firm McGannaman, Scotland, and Bowman to provide advice and counsel for certain tax matters. And that is $30,000, not to exceed $30,000. 1035 is a resolution authorizing the payment of a claim submitted by Ox Blue for providing camera equipment and time-lapse photography services. And this is for what department? Department of Law. Okay. 10.36 is a resolution renewing professional services agreement with the law firm Hunt, Hamlin, and Ridley to represent the city of Jersey City at various police officers in the matter of Leo Pinkston versus the city of Jersey City. That's for, they're increasing it to another $50,000. 10.37 is a resolution ratifying the renewal of a professional services agreement with Bratch Eichler LLC to represent Director of Public Safety James Shea in the matter of David Goldrich et al. Versus City of Jersey City. And that contract is being increased by an additional $50,000. I wonder how many, never mind. I'm starting. 10.38 is a resolution of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City redirecting the planning board to prepare an amendment or revision to the Liberty Harbor North redevelopment plan. So normally when they are opening up a redevelopment plan, there is a development already in fruition or in the making. And they want to change the redevelopment plan so that this development will be applicable. 10.39 is a resolution of need from the city of Jersey City regarding a development entitled Birchwood at Fairmont Hotel. So, resolution of need. Where's Fairmont Hotel? And 2595 JFK Boulevard, which is known as Birchwood at Fairmont Hotel, which consists of 59 units. So it's in need of rehabilitation. It's an existing senior housing project. So that. And then 1040 is a resolution of the city of Jersey City in the county of Hudson, state of New Jersey, authorizing an emergency appropriation in an amount of $21 million to pay tax appeal liabilities and general liabilities pursuant to NJSA 40A 4-46 and the issuance of emergency notes pursuant to NJSA 40A 4-51 to fund such an emergency appropriation. And then the final resolution is 410.41, a resolution of the Municipal City Council of the City of Jersey City authorizing the submission of an application to the local finance board pursuant to NJSA 40A 12A-67G and NJSA 40A 12A-29. So, I thought the police were going to put their proposal back on, but they didn't. Do you know what's happening with that, Councilman Gilmore? The appropriations, because it failed at the last meeting. What are they going to do to get that money?
Well, I think they're going to put it back on because this is the last meeting before the new year.
Oh, it's not on this agenda.
Oh,
this is the last meeting before the new year.
I know. So I know last time we spoke with public safety,
okay.
they said they were putting it. back on, I'm opposing it because I just think that they need to be more financially responsible. You don't just come to someone at the last couple days of the year saying you need $2.5 million and yeah, so I don't know what they're gonna do. I know that was what their plan was to do. But the reality is they have to be more financially responsible.
Mhm.
So again, I do want to thank everyone for tuning in. If I don't see you, have a happy holidays and let's start 2024 off strong as it relates to advocating for our communities, making sure that our voices are heard. Please stay in contact. Please share with your residents, your family, your neighbor, your friends, the Everything Ward F website, because I wholeheartedly believe if everyone do a little, no one have to do a lot. And let's just continue to, work together and be in unison with one another. On that note, happy holidays. You guys enjoy and take care.
Thank you, Councilman Gilmore. Thank you, everybody.